Huntsman is a bit of a lost soul. We meet him at the beginning of the film, and he's quite the drunk and living in the woods on his own, and he's paid as a mercenary to hunt people down, and is forced into, threatened into hunting down Snow White.
She's a character that she's born into this gypsy community, gypsy philosophy, this idea that her mother instilled to her at a very young age, that she can only be her true best self if she remains young and stays beautiful. And so she kind of realizes with her magical powers that is kind of her survival. That's the road that she that she travels.
Detailed in her sort of approach, she has a real strong sense of the truth in the scene, and unless she believes it, there's nothing that's going to happen. She's got to find out, what are we doing, why are we doing it?
The Queen demands your presence.
Can't you see I'm having a bath?
It is like nothing I've been a part of. It really is. It is epic in scale. It is gorgeous. It is disturbing. It's always walking this very fine line of fantasy and reality. Heightened fantasy and harsh realities. And I think that's the thing that grounds it and makes it feel, makes you care, makes you connect, makes you hooked. But at the same time, it's an incredible feast for the eyes. I mean, it's beautifully shot. This film's really, really gorgeous.
Do me the favor, I beg of you. She is intimidating as the Queen. There's no doubt that she, wouldn't scare the hell out of you if you were standing opposite her. She was sitting up on the throne. She was just icy cold. The evil stare that she throws at you. I would not fight.
It was a good group of people, and Chris is like right up there. I mean, he's just like salt of the earth, but just an incredible drive. Like, really loves what he does, understands how fortunate he is to be in the position that he is, and wants to push himself. I mean, I think all of us kind of came in with that energy, and that's an amazing thing to be around. Your fellow actors, feeling like you have to be on your toes at all times.
He knows how to tell such a vivid story in such a short amount of time, with just such great imagery. So there was, every day we'd be on set and he'd say, what if we put the camera up here and you did this, and sort of improvising with it, but just getting these amazing shots. But if you ever have an eye for those kind of things, but you don't, he just sees the world from a different point of view.
I am so thoroughly impressed with her. I think, oh my God, when I think of myself back when I was her age, boy, she is, she's really special. She's really got a good head on her shoulders.
Quite simply, love the script. For me, I try and, keep my approach that simple and read it and enjoy it all the time. And I did love the draft I read. I met with Rupert, you saw sort of visually how creative he was. A discussion about character and story, and was inspired by what he'd said. But you know, I love these types of films. You know,
I think this film, on scale and on how epic it is, on how visual it is, combined with the actors that Rupert got to play in this. I mean, the dwarfs alone, it's like the cast is incredible. Grounding the work in hyper reality, I think that's what people are going to connect with. I think it's going to be a feast for their eyes. But I think at the core, it's going to be something that emotionally really moves them.
Possess a rare beauty, my love. Never lose it.
I want to say, Tony, I think you did a phenomenal job on every level. I think one of the things that the viewers will experience through Revelation Blue, that you definitely put together a masterpiece for the Lord. And I just need the viewers to understand that it's always about God.
Yes.
Working for the lives of mankind.
Absolutely.
You know, to make a change in this world. And I personally feel that you've done that through the Vineyard of Revelation Blue. You've done a wonderful job with that.
Well, and to interrupt you purposely, I mean, I couldn't have done it. I couldn't have done it without God, number one,
Absolutely.
in my heart, and also I couldn't have done it without you, because you were there for each and every phase of it, and still are there. So, out of the grace of God, I thank you.
You're welcome.
On camera.
None of them know how to crack a safe. And Josh remembers from his notes that one of his employees is the daughter of a locksmith. And who's that employee? Odessa. And so he has to go to Odessa to ask for her possible skills in opening safes. The only thing is, Odessa might be a little mad at him because he has made her broke. Although, if you go to a broke person and offer them a chance at some money, I think all is forgiven. And so Odessa's the only one of the crew that knows how to open the safe, and so she is chief safecracker, which is a pretty cool job.
Let's go. Time.
You know how many weeks I have?
Anything can happen when you're shooting anything with Eddie. He is hilarious, and he doesn't do anything more than once. It's just, his brain is just insanely funny, and there have been a few scenes that we've done where I crack up while watching him.
So you're saying you want to rob $20 million from Marcus Shaw, which you think he's hidden in a secret wall safe in his penthouse apartment. An apartment which he's not allowed to leave and is guarded by...
Yeah. So are you going to back it up? All right.
Slide.
It's like
The joke, right? I know you ain't gonna try to pull it off with these punks.
No, it's Charlie, Devereaux, Mr. Fitzhugh.
I want you to practice on that door. Here's your bobby pin. Here's your bobby pin. Here's your bobby pin. Here's your punk-ass bobby pin. If you unlock the door, you won't freeze to death.
I really respect Matthew, and he's so smart, and he's just so normal, you know, despite his long, amazing career. He just seems so grounded and really crazy funny. Just really funny. I really like doing scenes with him and Mikey. Mikey's always Michael Pena, of course, I just exclusively call him Mikey, is always thinking of ways to make his character funnier. And you can tell, like, I kind of feel like there's Mikey and then there's his character who is a completely different person, but who is always on set with us. And I kind of think of them in two different, like, they're completely two different bodies. There's something about Mikey that, when I'm talking to Mikey, I know I'm talking to Mikey. But when it's Devereaux, like, his face is different. Everything about Devereaux is completely different. I think that Mikey is amazing at what he's doing with his character.
What are we doing up here? My ball's a snow cone.
All right, everybody shut up right now. Robbery. Change any motion. Hot and cold, you look safe. Ready?
unlock the door, then you don't breathe to them. All right, listen up. A robbery changed very quickly.
The most exciting thing about this story for me was that it was essentially a story about a son who really didn't know who his real father was, and that he was growing up in a certain environment where that was kind of a facade, not really real, and then he gets woken up by the fact that his reality is not really truly a reality, and it was just, you know, that's what got me interested in this story. I was like, wow, you know, this could be a pretty good genre piece. You know, it's kind of an adventure movie. It's an adventure movie with a young man who is trying to find himself, and I think, you know, that's what makes it very universal, because, you know, we're all trying to find ourselves in some kind of way or everything, especially at that age. But to do it in a genre piece and an action thriller, it was just, that's what excited me. Nathan is played by Taylor Lautner, is kind of a happy-go-lucky kind of guy. He's kind of aimless and wild. He has a wild streak in him. You know, he's willing to try and do anything daring, physically and everything and stuff. And to some of his peers, he's kind of a loose cannon. But he's also a person that has a lot of pent-up anger, and it comes out at various times. And I think that's something, a really great character for Taylor to play, because Taylor is like really just a cool dude. So it was a lot for him to actually go into that zone of having to play somebody who has so much emotional baggage. And that's a lot of things that we talked about in working on this for this movie, is what he could pull out of himself as an actor to really, you know, give this character a lot of weight. Nobody has ever seen, people have never seen Taylor Lautner the way they're going to see him in this movie. It's like a whole new actor, a whole new person. He'll tell you himself, he's doing things in this picture that, you know, he's only dreamed about doing. And I think it's beautiful for me as a director to see him blossom as an actor within this movie. Well, what happens essentially is that he gets this assignment in class to do a project on missing kids, and he and the young lady that he's interested in, Karen, played by Lily Collins, they sign onto this website with missing kids, and then she sees a picture that looks kind of like him, and he's like, wow, that kind of looks like me. So he goes and does further investigation, and he finds out it might be him. So he goes on a quest to find out whether or not that's him, and then it opens up a whole Pandora's box of danger and intrigue and stuff there, which throws his whole life topsy-turvy. We have a great cast. We have the best of the best of some of the newest, brightest talents in this business. You know, of course, we have Taylor Lautner, who's like, you know, the most popular teenage actor in the world right now. That goes without saying, and he's like in a zone where he's doing work that is going to really surprise a lot of people. And then we have Lily Collins, who's awesome and beautiful, and, you know, who's people are going to see for a long time to come. With Denzel Whitaker, who plays Nathan's best friend, who's a great actor. He's a lot of great comic timing. And then we have the vets. You know, we have Miss Sigourney Weaver. You know, who people have seen in in a number of movies over the years, and who I feel honored to work with for the first time. And Alfred Molina, who's a veteran of the stage and screen.
So we were just talking about what's it like, you filmed in Pearl Harbor, what's it like to be this backdrop for this film, this summer film? It's kind of gorgeous.
It's special to be in such a historic place, and to be on board a lot of the ships we went on and shot on. It was special. I felt very honored to be a part of this film and the movement, and having the Navy be a part of it, and so supportive. They were here every step of the way.
You just shut up, light your cupcake, and raise your glass. People you don't know. Yes, I got you.
Thank you, Trace.
My pleasure.
United States Navy, who along with his outstanding crew has shipped the USS Hampton at the highest overall rating last year. And we'll be looking to repeat that for the performances.
And they helped you guys train, you were able to be on the ships, but they're like real Navy folks in the
And
film.
they also got to be in the movie, and Pete was very good at that. A lot of them were just on set helping and telling us about things and training in their gear, and then Pete would just go, hey you, go to wardrobe. And right on the spot, they would be in the movie, and it was intimidating for me because now I'm like, oh my gosh, no, I don't know what I'm doing wrong because there's a professional right here. That was really good though. They were very, very helpful.
Nick Canales, 35 years old. Lost both legs last July. Army Special Forces.
I'd like to welcome you to the Impact International Naval War Games. And I'd like to welcome you on board the greatest fighting ship in American naval history, the Mighty Mo, the USS Missouri.
That is one clean shirt. Here we go. Let's make it happen. Where do you want them to walk? Let's give it.
Really added to the authenticity, I think, of what you guys like. They're badass, so they helped make you a badass. Like,
absolutely, just their whole demeanor is impeccable.
Sure. So I wanted to ask you about the music in this movie. Like, I don't know if music has anything to do with what the movies that you go to, but it's like, it's some rock music. It's like AC/DC, Creedence. When you first saw the movie, what did you think about the music in it?
I thought the music made it even more intense, more badass, and I think music plays an incredible part of a film because it helps to relay the emotion or the mood that you want. It helps to create that, and for this one, it was a lot of badass moves and energy that we needed, and I guess those songs really helped to pull that out.
Here we go. Captain Bromley, United States. Special acknowledgement to Commander Stonehauer, United States Navy. Keep trucking. That's a cut. You're sitting right away.
So this is your first time. You gonna do it again?
I would love to.
What do you want your next film to be?
I want to try comedy. I really do. I love watching comedy, and it seemed like something that would be fun to shoot. I did a skit on Shirani with SNL, and I enjoyed working with comedians, so it felt like it would be fun.
Yeah, you gotta have some light moments with like Jesse Plemons. And what was it like working with like Jesse and Taylor? And what they're kind of like this youthful. You all were like bring this youthful charge to saving the world. What's that like?
They're very funny guys. Very funny. There was never a dull moment on set. Like even at times when you know sometimes we were tired, or sometimes I just needed to learn something from them. They were helpful. So I would say I had a pretty great experience working with them. Jesse was super fun. Hopper, very helpful.
Look out for each other and keep charging. That's all.
Grant, let's cut one more time, bro.
Put Hopper on the island real quick. Kiss.
So if aliens really were coming down to Earth, and you had to like pick your team, like you did in this movie, like who would be your team? Would it be Liam, Taylor?
Definitely Liam Neeson. I mean, everybody else on the team, I could care less. As long as I have Liam Neeson, there's no one tougher than him. He is so intimidating. And even seeing him on set was scary. He's scary, but he's a very good person, very kind, very sweet. You wouldn't think that. So I would feel safe.
It's great. So when you're describing this to like your friends, Pete told me he made this movie for the inner 12-year-old boy in everybody. So when you're trying to describe it to people, like you're getting action, you're getting aliens, you're getting love, you're getting all of that, how do you describe it to people?
I think that actually really makes sense because you watch it, it's an incredible action movie. The action just keeps going and going and going. There's one thing to the other. And every scene is a little more unexpected than the one before. But then at the same time, there's these incredible relationships between the characters that are charming. It makes you care more.
It's fun. I think I'm good.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.